Hello, my name is Sir Andrew Hood, or you may know me as Drew. Today, we will be talking about blue carbon and why it's such a main character. It started with 19th century populations being lazy and needing efficiency in their everyday lives. But how do they accomplish such a task? City planning? Educational promotions? Surprisingly, none of these were the answers, and instead decided to burn fossil fuels, which was great for powering electricity, your vehicles, and other questionable uses. It only took them about 2,000 years to figure out that fossil fuel combustion is bad for our atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases influence the atmosphere in that it traps heat amongst the surface of this planet, and with more gases, the hotter it becomes. The largest source of these emissions, by about 28%, is from personal transportation. Since our planet is as hot as your hot pocket, this causes sources of solid water, otherwise known as ice, to melt. This increases the volume of liquid water to expand. This then decreases our land and gives us less room to build our bell towers that do not ring. So these three questions remain. How do we fix this? What is the meaning of life? And most importantly, did Charlotte the Stingray give birth? The only way to find out is from a professional student, Kaylee Henning. 我姓史，无论何时与你相识，我都知。我姓史，执笔写词犹如骏马在奔。So what is the way that nature balances out carbon emissions?
Blue carbon, which sequesters carbon out of the atmosphere naturally.
Blue carbon? I thought carbon was invisible. Like, why not call it invisible carbon?
Blue carbon is marine vegetation such as seagrass beds, mangroves, and kelp that sequester carbon. So since it's aquatic, it's therefore called blue carbon.
Water is not blue. What a stupid name. So what else is marine vegetation for?
Marine vegetation is crucial to the environment's health monitoring, and it also serves as a habitat for marine life.
Are seagrass beds actually beds? Like, does it come with pillows? Like, do the fish need to bring the pillows with them? I'm kind of confused.
They actually don't need pillows or beds because a seagrass bed is not actually a bed.
Well, that's quite misleading.
Mm-hmm.
What a stupid, idiotic. What if I told you there is a cult that promotes world peace known as the United Nations? They love the idea of blue carbon so much that they decided to support it through something called SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals, to support anything that gets in the way of blue carbon and any other climate change related factors. Because of this, it is agreed to protect or sustain the use of aquatic resources because it will allow for better human well-being. Can you tell me how steroids for plants harm the blue carbon process?
I think you mean fertilizer. But yes, the fact of the matter is that during rainy season, the nitrogen-based fertilizer run off into the water containing the marine vegetation, which therefore causes eutrophication.
Runoff?
Yeah, so runoff is liquid that carries anything towards a body of water. So in our case, that would be the rain that moves the nitrogen-based fertilizer towards these lakes and rivers.
That makes no sense. It's not running, it's swimming. So why not call it swim off?
Yeah,
That's stupid. What does eutrophication do to harm these waters?
Eutrophication brings about extensive growth of algal blooms, which can kill marine vegetation due to the lack of light penetration, which light is needed in photosynthesis.
So basically they need the sun to tan?
Not exactly.
I think I get it. Basically, we need to stop force feeding our plants with drugs.
Yes.
Could you explain to me what the Qualtrics questionnaire you guys did?
Yeah, so basically we sent out a questionnaire to homeowners and asked them how willing they would be to stop using fertilizer during the rainy seasons.
How many of the homeowners said they are willing to quit using fertilizers altogether.
About 50%.
With this statistic in mind, how do you feel about the future?
It's great. That means that we can further prevent the disruption of blue carbon.
There are two main ways to determine the economics of this: how blue carbon itself will impact the economy, and how photosynthetic marine organisms impact the economy. These can be understood by putting a price tag on these specifics. For instance, seagrass is worth about $3,116 per hectare per year, and a hectare is about the size of 2.5 football fields, or otherwise known as 2.5 Taylor Swift concerts. $3,000 is also about the same price as one of her tickets. As you can see, it is not cheap and has a hefty price for us to pay if everything were to go downhill. Just how we absolutely refuse to pay $50 for junior mints at AMC theaters. We must avoid paying the consequences for this potential downfall. In conclusion, blue carbon is good for us in that we can breathe in cleaner air, have more land, and go see Taylor Swift in Miami on October 18th. We must stop forcing our plants to take steroids so that way they don't swim off into bodies of water containing blue carbon processes. If we collectively understand what blue carbon is, then we all can put more effort into helping these photosynthetic marine organisms do their natural ecosystem services, unlike most of our presidents.